It was Christmas Eve, babe, in the drunk tank, snarls a maudlin Irish voice over a melancholy piano. Thus begins one of the greatest and most beloved Christmas songs ever, Fairy Tale of New York. It was 30 years ago last Thursday that London Irish folk punks The Pogues first released their sprawling, rumbustious, foul-mouthed tempo and mood-shifting narrative of a couple of immigrants loving, fighting, falling out and reminiscing about a bitter winter in New York. Happy Christmas your ass, I pray God it's our last, sings guest vocalist Kirsty MacColl, duetting with Pogues frontman Shane MacGowan. In so many ways, it seems an unlikely festive hit, of drunkenness and woe, violence, swearing, insults, sadness and disappointment. But it reached number 2 on Christmas 1987, kept off the top spot by the Pet Shop Boys cover of Always on My Mind, and went on to become a seasonal classic, lent added poignancy by the death of MacColl in a tragic accident in 2000. Officially re-released in 2005, it has been a top 20 hit every Christmas since it is the joint 5th most charted song of all time. It has sold more than 1.5 million copies in Britain and been aired more than 100 million times. And, no doubt, we will all be hearing it a few more times over the coming weeks. And every time we do, many of us will raise our glasses, wipe away a tear, and sing along to the last great Christmas song. MacColl in the video for Fairy Tale of New York because, strangely, in the decade since its release, only one other new, original song has come even close to entering the Christmas pop canon: Mariah Carey's trite, sugary confection All I Want for Christmas Is You reached number 2 in the UK in 1994. And that is about it. I challenged you to name one beloved and universally acclaimed Christmas song written and released this century. Coldplay's Christmas Lights might be your best bet, an epic piano and strings anthem released in 2010, in which Chris Martin sadly sings, doesn't really feel like Christmas at all. The public apparently concurred. It reached number 13 in the UK charts and has all but faded from consciousness. Like every other Christmas song by a contemporary artist, it is not for want of trying. Every year, there is a shameless rush of novelty records featuring sleigh bell samples, angelic choirs and the looped laughter of fake Father Christmases, all trying to up some of the seasonal spending. It has been said that Noddy Holder has earned £500,000 a year from Slade's Merry Xmas Everybody since its release in 1973. With returns like that, no star is too cool to take a tilt at Christmas. Elvis Presley did it, Bruce Springsteen did it, John Lennon did it with Yoko, David Bowie and Bing Crosby did it together. There have been Christmas-themed albums from everyone from Bob Dylan Christmas in the Heart to Taylor Swift sounds of the season, offering new versions of old carols and rehashes of 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s and 80s novelty hits. There are 783 versions of Silent Night, and 283 versions of White Christmas. But very rarely do we hear a new Christmas song. Part of the problem is that we no longer exist in a pop monoculture, where we all share the same music sources. There is no more gathering around the TV on Christmas Day to the chart rundown on Top of the Pops. The closest we get to a universal Christmas song these days is a sentimental cover version of a classic pop hit on a John Lewis commercial, where the sheer extent of the advertising spend ensures that it reaches into every demographic. But it is a format that depends on familiarity rather than originality. Yet I am not sure that is what actually dried up the Christmas pop spirit. The real problem may be that we have reached saturation point for the genre's musical cliches, the choirs, the sleigh bells and the blandly upbeat mood. What would make a great Christmas song is one that dares to cut through these, and that was already the case back when the Pogues and Kirsty MacColl went into the studio. Shane MacGowan and banjo player Jem Finer spent 2 years writing and reshaping Fairy Tale. Originally, it was 2 different songs before MacGowan tied them together with his storytelling lyric and swinging Broadway melody. There were 3 demos recorded between 1985 and 1987, as the band mastered the musical shifts, with the Pogues' female bassist Kat O'Riordan being replaced on vocals by MacColl, then wife of producer Steve Lillywhite, on the 3rd. MacGowan himself was unconvinced it would be a hit, describing it in an interview as sloppy and depressing.